You're welcome back to the Pulse on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. Now, President Mahama is aiding the violation of the country's laws and making our roads even more deadly for those who use them. That's the charge by the Road Safety Advocates Ghana. In December 2015, Maslok began the distribution of tricycles, otherwise known as Mahama Kambu, for use as commercial vehicles. Road Safety Advocates Ghana are demanding the removal of those tricycles from the roads. Nana Ame here is the chairman of Road Safety Advocates Ghana. He joins me now in the studio for more on this particular story and for the report you've put together. Nana, thank you for joining us here on the Pulse.
It's a pleasure. Good to see you, Francis. You're looking really...
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But again, what's your beef for these tricycles? We've had this conversation before about this effect and the MTTD saying that they're looking at ways to deal with this problem. Why is it coming back again? What is the problem now?
You see, the road, what do you call it? The road law, LI 2180, regulations 128, expressly prohibits the use of tricycles and what you now call Mahama Kambu for commercial transport. Expressly, it prohibits the usage. And now what do we see? As you read earlier, now Mahama Kambu is being distributed by Maslok, knowingly that the LI that was passed in 2012 prohibits the usage of these tricycles for commercial transport. And even so, they've even gone further to put it in the Green Book of Achievements that they are distributing these tricycles to alleviate poverty. These tricycles are taxis to alleviate poverty.
But is that not what is being used for?
No, but the law, LI that I just quoted, the LI 2180, regulation 128, totally and expressly prohibits the usage of tricycles for taxis or for commercial transport. So, when this Kambus, Mahama Kambus was inaugurated up north sometime last year, in the latter part of last year, President Mahama, who is the executive president of this country, went and gave his blessing to this Mahama Kambus that was illegal.
Are you saying because he certainly he gave it his blessings?
Yeah, but he started it, if the thing is illegal, and the president goes out there, we have the police, we have the all the security agencies and everybody knowing that tricycles is not for commercial purposes. And the president goes in there, and you see, there's a LI, the same LI, the regulation 84. It directs what should be done when you're riding in that Mahama Kambu. It says that you wear helmet, which is mandatory. If you don't wear helmet and you ride on that Mahama Kambu, you're breaking the law. And also, it went further that if you ride in that vehicle or that tricycle, you must wear reflective clothing. And none of that. The president, I mean, to all intents and purposes, due respect, the president is not above the law. So if the president blatantly goes out there and breaks the law, and Maslok, which is an agency under the watchful eye of the president, is out there who is now even distributing wantonly, without any care, with reckless abandon about the law. And the law states expressively that you cannot use the Mahama Kambu for commercial transport.
Okay, now you do a lot of your work in road safety with the National Road Safety Commission, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing
Authority, their work, yes.
DVLA, as well as even this company, this body that does work as well, Road Safety Commission,
yes,
and MTTD, the Motor Traffic and Transport
yes.
Department. For all these stakeholders, what's been their position on this matter as you are explaining?
If the release that I just gave out, if you could go into, National Road Safety Commission, especially the Northern Region Manager, when this Mahama Kambu was being launched, he vociferously came out to oppose it, that it was against the law. And all that was brushed aside. Now we have the Northern Regional Police Commander, who hitherto, before his appointment as commander, was a lawyer. He was the Director General Legal at the Police Service. He is now the commander of, Northern Regional Commander. He knows the law that you cannot use what do you call it? These tricycles, the cargo ones, which is even more more deadly, when it's not supposed to even carry human beings. But up there, up north, they are using them to carry human beings. And that recently, if you heard in the news, 9 people, just about 2-3 weeks ago, 9 members of family, one family, 9 of the family members were crushed by a tipper truck, and they all died on the spot. So that is not suitable for a commercial taxi or commercial transport. Yet, blatantly, nobody cares because we have the police. They turn a blind eye because it's been ordered by the president. And we, as road safety advocates, for me, I don't care whose ox is God. As long as it's only the law that makes us as a country. If it's not a law, the president will not be president, the chief justice will not be a chief justice, or what have you. So where is society going? Where we blatantly and brazenly go on and putting things out there expediently to kill people.
Okay, but for the research you've done into these tricycles and the kind of effect it has on people's lives, and you've mentioned the accidents, how bad is it globally, and why you say that this should not be entertained in this country?
No, you see, there are so many components of this tricycles. In India, where it has been used since the 60s, because you know in India, you cannot compare, Ghanaians cannot compare ourselves to India. India is a very poor country. And if you have been to Delhi before, it's so filthy, and if you see people packed in tipper trucks, other vehicles that are not supposed to be for commercial or passenger transport, they are the people, they are even privileged to be riding in this Mahama Kambu that you're seeing here. But in Ghana, we now pride ourselves as lower middle income country. And yet, we are going back, how many years, to go and then adore these Mahama Kambu for the people of the northern region. Then it will now filter down to the south, and then we are going to kill ourselves on the road. Last year, it's very instructive to say that National Road Safety Commission, with all the efforts, the advocates and everybody, we tried and brought down the casualty and fatality figures from 2,000 to 2,440. This year alone, we are now in the first quarter, and we have killed over 500 Ghanaians on the roads.
And we actually brought those statistics to our viewers yesterday here on the program.
Yeah, so now, if we are bringing this, tricycles, in Cameroon, you asked me the question. In Cameroon, they brought these tricycles 5 years ago, okay? And within 5 years, they've killed 8,000 people.
In tricycle-related accidents?
Accidents, 8,000. In India, the human beings are killed on a daily basis like rats. Is that the Ghana that we want to bring this Mahama Kambu to come and kill Ghanaians?
Okay, so now, what do you want?
No, why? What do you want now if we are sounding the warnings and bringing, if those people who do not know that it offends the law, we are bringing it to their notice. Now, what even I should also tell you. Now, when this Mahama Kambu was brought in, DVLA, National Road Safety Commission, and then the MTTD, they've been ordered to set up a committee to look into it with a view of making recommendations to amending the law so that it will pave way for this Mahama Kambu to be properly outlawed or legally outlawed. Now, we are in the committees. We've been sitting since February, which I'm a member of that committee as a civil society representative. We are on there, we're looking at it, we say, yes, fine, that it may have its merits and demerits, the pros and cons, but let's look at it. I have done a 6 week research into all these menace that these vehicles are causing where they are being used. So let's look at it, and if we're going to make recommendation for it to be used in the rural areas for carting goods, okay? But for passenger transport, our laws do not allow these vehicles to be used as passenger
okay,
transport.
But you just mentioned that you are part of a tripartite committee that's looking to amend the law that will have these tricycles admissible and have them used in the country. So if you are part of such a committee, why come out of your way today to come and say that it's wrong and has to go out?
No.
Why not fix the law and go against it? Then we'll know when the final decision is taken and it's against you, then we can talk about
Francis, precisely. why I'm here today. Whilst we are sitting and working, racking our brains to make sure that you can either make recommendations for it to be legal or no legal. Maslock is out there. Wherever the president goes, they are outdooring these tricycles. So my beef is that whilst you have charged us to do this work to ensure that it either become legal or not legal, why don't you wait for us to finish? But then, whilst that is going on, you're going out there and adoring them and following the president. Wherever the president goes, you go out there and adore these tricycles. They are branded in NDC colors and whatever. I don't care whether it's NDC political, but it offends the law. And the president is president because of the law. The president, President Mahama, is president of Ghana. That we all stand up to and respect him as the commander-in-chief. But he is supposed to respect the law, and he knows that. Okay. So everybody from police officers, from whoever, everybody is gone mute. Nobody is talking about it. But somebody has to stand for Ghana. And I'm standing for Ghana as an advocate. Because I can't see why the president, who is sworn an oath to protect every single life, people like Harun Edrusu, who is a minister, the two parliamentarians in the northern region, the two, Idrissa Fuseni, who is the cabinet minister, a minister responsible for roads, Harun Edrusu, who is the minister for employment. It's in their constituency that people are being killed on a daily basis. And what is representation, parliamentarian representation? You are there to represent your people. And in Tambale, it's not for me, in Nzema, to come and talk about people being killed in Tamale.
Okay, so your deal is that for these tricycles, they should move off the street so we see less carnage on our roads.
Yes, they should be out off the roads until, if the committee that has been set up comes out with recommendations and say, yes, fine, we can use them on the road, then we amend the regulations, and then the regulations say that Mahama Kambu is fit to be used as a commercial transport, or the cargo tricycle. Hitherto, is only by the law says that you can use it as a courier service and delivery service, but not to carry human beings. And for the fact that people in the northern region are poor, doesn't mean that they should be treated like goats.
Okay, all right, okay. I get your point now. Nana Anami, I want to say thank you for coming today on the program. I think the point has been made clear for the many actors who are in our road safety industry. The alarm and the charge is clear that we need to protect human lives even as we continue to use these tricycles in the country today. Thank you, sir, for joining us here.